So you just scored your first date, but how do you do it virtually and have it not suck? If you want to know that answer, then stick around. Hey gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Chris Fox Fashion. Today, I'm going to give you some ideas for a first date done virtually, and because it's me, I'm also going to show you what to wear. If you try out some of these dates and wear what I'm going to suggest, then you are guaranteed to be the most stylish guy in the room and become a true modern gentleman. All right, let's get started. Virtual date number 1. The get to know you Zoom call. Now, before I actually get into the whole inner workings of the Zoom call, I just want to go ahead and congratulate you. Because remember, you just scored yourself a first date. That's pretty impressive. You know what? Why don't you go ahead and pat yourself on the back, because you deserve it. But if you're watching this and thinking to yourself, well, that's awesome, but how do I do that? Well, if you want to find out how, then check out my video, How to Ask a Girl Out in 2020. Now that we've congratulated ourselves, let's talk about the actual date. So as the name suggests, it's a very basic get to know you Zoom call. Nothing super special, it's just simply having a conversation, talking about things, and just getting a sense of the other person and whether or not you want to continue in that relationship. One of the benefits is that you can make it last as long or short as you want. That means if you find the date's not going anywhere, you're really just, not having a great conversation and you're like finding you're pulling teeth, then you can end it anytime you want. And another way to make this even easier is just to be upfront about it and say, hey, you know what? Why don't we talk for an hour and see if we hit it off? You know what? And then there's no pressure. That way you're kind of clear on the timeline, but you're not feeling obligated to keep talking and talking and talking if you're not enjoying it. But if you are hitting it off, then you can say, hey, I know we talked about an hour, but why don't we extend it? Because I'm actually really enjoying this conversation, and see how they respond. So there's a lot of ways you can actually go about doing this. But as I said, the main benefit to this method is that you can make the date as short or as long as you want it to be. Now, as I said, this is not the most complicated or intricate date that you can have, which is fine, but if you want to spice things up a little bit more, then let's talk about virtual date number 2. Virtual date number 2. The food and show. This second date is a little bit more involved than the first one, but it's also very simple. And all you do is simply order some of your favorite food and then watch a show. One of the great things about doing this together is that you can kind of get a sense of the other person based on the comments that they're making about the show or the observations. And they can also get a sense of who you are based on your comments and based on your observations. Another great thing about this type of date is that the pressure is off of you because the focus is on what you're watching and not on what you're saying. Virtual date number 3, cooking together. This third date is a little bit more complicated, but it has great potential. And all you do for this date is try to find a meal that you both enjoy and then make it together. Now, it's a little bit more complicated because you are cooking, so if you aren't really comfortable with cooking, then maybe you want to avoid this or do some practicing ahead of time. But what's really fantastic about it is it's a great bonding experience because you're both making the same thing. You can kind of get to know what the person's like under stress. You might be able to make funny comments about what you're using or maybe your own inexperience with cooking or whatever it is, but either way, it's a great bonding experience. Now, the other benefit is, as with the previous one, this also takes a little bit of pressure off of you because the focus is on what you're making and again, not on what you're saying. Oh, and this is a great way to show off your cooking skills, which, trust me, is going to earn you some serious brownie points. What to wear. Now that we've talked about some of the dates, we should talk about what you should actually wear. And while this is not in person, you still need to dress well so that you can send a good impression. And yes, you definitely need to wear pants. For this look, because it's virtual, I wouldn't wear your best outfit. So instead, wear something that's nice, but something that's not going to overshadow your best outfit, which I would save for an actual in-person date. Instead, I would say it's the perfect time for a polo. For this look, all you need is a nice polo, good pair of chinos, simply tuck it in, use a belt, throw in some good shoes, and you're good to go. This is a great look because it's fantastic and you're definitely sure to impress, but at the same time, it won't ruin the really good outfit that you should definitely wear if you meet them in person. If you like polos but just not sure how to wear them, then check out my video, How to Style a Men's Polo. If you're looking for some more fantastic fashion or lifestyle ideas, then check out my videos over here. And if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.